No, sir, I didn't like it.
Bada ba bum, bada ba bada ba bada ba bum, bada ba bum, bada ba bum, bada ba bada da dum. Boo wee oo, wee oo wee. Boo 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 doo doo. Ba-dum ba ba ba-dum. Ba 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 ba-dum. Ba 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 bum ba bum ba bum bum ba-dum. Hi, Doctor Who not quite exactly here, and I really wanted to like this one, but it just doesn't work for me. The Lie of the Land is the conclusion to the trilogy that started in Extremis, continued with the Pyramid at the End of the World, and it, in my opinion, just wastes a beautiful premise. So the monks have managed to take over planet Earth without barely even lifting a finger. And it's a great dystopia. 1984, they've managed to retcon themselves into Earth's history, and they've even managed to take over the Doctor. And this episode starts off really strong with just Bill and a couple of other people remembering Earth how it was. She meets up with Nardole and they go after the Doctor, and what follows is like 15 minutes of good intrigue, like infiltrating this ship, and they're trying to figure out what's going on, if the Doctor is lying, or what he's trying to pull on these monks. Of course, they find him, like, in the middle of the ocean, in a ship, in a single room, spreading fake news. And there's a great scene where the Doctor just utterly destroys Bill's faith in him, because he doesn't trust humanity anymore. And for a moment, he had me going. And for a moment, he had Bill going. What follows is Bill attempting to kill the Doctor and him fake regenerating. This is one of the bigger issues of the entire episode with me. Stephen Moffat has already taken regeneration from something that only happens in very specific circumstances, like the Doctor being on the brink of death, to something the Doctor can apparently summon at will. He used it in Angels Take Manhattan to heal River Song's broken wrist, and he's used it in The Magician's Apprentice, or The Witch's Familiar, actually, and here he is using it to give us a fake death, because it was in all the trailers, so everybody thought this scene was going to be the scene that the Doctor regenerated. Yeah, okay, trailers always lie, but this scene just exists to mess with the audience. It does not serve any real story purposes. Case in point for this is, Bill knows of regeneration, but I'd like to point out she only knows of regeneration. She hasn't discussed this with the Doctor at large. So, him going all flashy style and no substance just would leave her going like, what's going on? I have no idea what this is. She doesn't know that him going, raising his arms and the flashes of light means he's actually facing death in a way. So, why is this in the episode? Like I said, it's only there for the sake of the audience. It's only there to mess with us. And I'll be honest, it's a very, very poor way of doing it. What follows immediately afterwards is the very light-hearted and comical scene, followed by silly music, and it's atonal as all bugger and other sweary, coarsey languages. I'm trying to tone down the swearing, okay? Why did he do this? Because he had to make sure Bill wasn't there as a test to him. So why was he waiting for Bill? Because of Nardole. And why wouldn't he just have his plans go in motion before? Because. There's no real reason why. He just loves Bill, I suppose, but he could have done this without waiting 6 months. So the Doctor goes into the vault to talk to Missy, because by now we all know Missy's in the vault. And what follows is a nice scene, a good scene, where we, discover a little bit more about her supposed change to good. But her being there and having past experience with these monks is just, and I don't like to use the word plot device, but it's rather contrived. Like, of course, she would be the only person like the Doctor could use as a soundboard, but for her to have already met the monks and defeated them, like, why would she even? Why would the Master or Missy defeat the monks? Why will she not just go elsewhere where there's no monks? Speaking of the monks, this is their third episode in, and I still don't like them at all. They just feel like cliche, shambling, like we're vaguely powerful but we'll never really describe how. Monsters. They feel like repurposed Silence. The big grey aliens from the Day of the Moon and the Impossible Astronaut. They were proper scary as all fuck. I'm trying to turn down the swearing. But these are like copies, or like not even good ones, made in China ones, of Thomas the Tank Engine as a bloody Megazord. But they just whisper, have vague, undescribed magical influencing powers, shoot lightning from their hands, which is the Silence. So why could they not have just used the Silence again? I mean, I know the good ones outnumber the bad ones, but there's still supposed to be like a bad amount of Silence aliens out there somewhere, right? Also, through the course of the episode, we hear a lot of Bill, and I love Bill. I love her to bits. But we hear her constantly narrating the story, talking to her deceased mum. And this is all set up, but the narration just takes away a lot of the power of the episode itself. I just didn't feel this. So they go into the pyramid at the end, and the Doctor tries to overpower the propaganda machine. Mind you, he still could have tried this like months before he even reunited with Bill. But he didn't, because he didn't go to see Missy before that. So, why not? But yeah, okay, never mind. You can't have the story events take place before the story takes place, I suppose. So, he tries to overpower the propaganda machine. He doesn't manage to. And we get like this obvious setup, like, oh, Bill's gonna die. Bill doesn't die, and then the power of love saves the day. I know, family show and all, but haven't we done this power of love, emotional connection is too strong for the aliens bit a little bit too often by now? I mean, James Corden's character, I lost his name, did it in Closing Time. Clara did it in The Rings of Rakathan. It just seems like any time they need something to, make an end to this psychosomatic monster that has some kind of overpowering domination over human beings, they go to love, because human beings are just so loving and caring. But yeah, a memory of Bill's mum, managed to, completely drown out all these monks' fake retconning of history. And you know what happens afterwards? Nothing. They literally just leave. We don't even see humanity take up arms against them like they did with the Silence. They literally just go like, oh no, guys, things is not really that good for us anymore. And they bugger off. To be told, I'm probably a lot harder on this episode because I expected this to be about Bill and Nardole getting Missy to help them save the Doctor from the monks and, undo the brainwashing and then save the day. But, you can't always get what you want. Okay, so, no end credits today. So, here's a video I did last week when I get my laptop back. Here's another video I did at one point, perhaps. And I'll see you next time. And hopefully not on the tablet. My computer is still broken. I am ever so sorry.